Hi, today we're going to talk a little bit about the proper way to sit in your chair, whether you're driving, sitting in an airport, or sitting at your desk. So in today's society, we do a lot of tucking when we're sitting in our chairs. So what that means is this. Our spine was designed to actually perfectly, so that we have these three curves and the weight of our body should really rest in through our pelvis. Our pelvis should stay in this nice neutral position, keeping strain from building up in any of the joints in the spine, and then of course keeping the nerves very, very healthy. But what happens in today's society is that we sit so much that our habits have become so poor that when we sit, we're tucking our pelvis under. So literally, if you pretended that we had a tail, like someone like Esther Gockel may say, when we sit, it looks like we're putting our tail between our legs. But more important than that, when we sit like that, watch what happens. So when I pull the spine down like this, when I tuck this part of my pelvis under, can you see the great amount of strain I'm putting in the front and the back of the lower part of the spine and through these pelvic joints? And what's happening in our office is we're seeing an enormous amount of our patients are coming in with pain on one side or both sides in their lower back, nerves that are being pinched down the lower part of their spine, pain down their legs, pelvic floor disorders, UTIs, many symptoms that occur from the misalignment of us not holding our posture proper in this area and the tensions that are building up as a result of that. So what we really want to do is we want to focus on how our pelvis is going to sit when we're in the chair. So as I mentioned, what most of us are doing is this. We're allowing our bodies to slump back into the weight of our pelvis. And you can see that when I'm sitting like this, if I was a dog with a tail, my tail would be pulled between my legs. And anyone who has a dog knows that when your dog's tail is between your legs, your dog's under a lot of stress. This is a very stressed posture, and the same is true for us. We are not feeling our best or our most vibrant, and we tend to have greater anxieties when we're sitting in this position. So what we want to do, so if you have a seat in your chair, we can do this together, you'll actually feel the difference instantly. So when you sit in your chair, you'll notice that we have certain bones that are in our buttocks that hit our chair. And what most of us do is we roll our weight behind them. And what happens is it creates this sort of C curve in through this area of our body, and consequently we end up like this, right? This slump that so many of us are trying to avoid. But if you take your body weight, roll it up onto the bones of your pelvis and just slightly in front of it, just so you've rocked yourself slightly more forward. So if I had a tail now, it would be sticking out the back. If you roll your pelvis like that, you'll notice that instantly the rest of your spine stacks up properly. So I'm not forcing my body into some kind of curve in through my lower back. I'm not tensely holding my upper body. I'm literally just resting it after I've rolled my body weight forward in through my pelvis. And that naturally will allow you to have much better posture. One of the things is that so many of us are in such bad habits that they sit like this for a few minutes and then they fall back into old habits. So what we suggest is grab yourself a little throw cushion. You can use a towel, you can use a blanket, and if you just fold it up and you get it thick enough for you, you can put it under the back third of your pelvis. So you can see that I'm just boosting up that area in the back third that I might slump into just to hold it up quite nicely, and you can sit in your desk like this. It'll be a reminder not to fall back, plus it'll be a little extra support to keep your pelvis in the right position. You can, of course, pull your chair in, pull yourself into your chair a little bit more than I'm sitting right now, but for demonstration purposes, I'm sitting a little bit forward. You can also fill this space with a nice pillow, if that helps you when you're sitting in the chair. And we're going to do one more thing together while we're sitting like this, just to show you the incredible implications of keeping your body in proper alignment and all the different systems that affects. So when we slump down like this, so if you can get back into our slump position, try to take a deep breath when you're in this position. This is how we sit all day long. Try to take a deep breath. And you'll notice that you're going to feel some tension. Your shoulders are going to come up when you try to take a deep breath. It's not a very natural feeling. But if you roll yourself back into that position, the position that we talked about that's more ideal in the front part of your pelvis, and you take a deep breath, you'll notice how much more space you have in your body to fill it with life-giving oxygen that we all need to keep ourselves healthy. So try some of these things at work, and let us know when you're in the office if you need any more pointers.